I'd like to call the meeting to attender to, I'm off to a good start. Okay, we're going to start the meeting for Thursday, June 13th. And could I have a roll call by the clerk?
Janet Wilson.
Sharon Frank.
Judy Jensen Ringel.
Elaine Lemoyne.
Carolyn McClure.
Lynn Wheatley Beaupre.
And Sharon Boyer, and I don't have to mention you because you're here now. Sharon Boyer did call in and let me know she would not be here, and our director will not be here today. Everybody got a moment of silence for our sick and departed, please? Everybody had a chance to peruse the meetings. Let's do April 4th. Could I have a motion to accept the April 4th, 2024 meeting?
Accepted.
Motion by Elaine, second by Judy. Also, we have to vote on May 2nd, 2024. Can I have a motion to accept those minutes?
I make a motion, we accept the minutes.
Second.
Janet,
Second.
and a second by Sharon Frank. Guest in attendance today is Bonnie McGinnis. You work with Nicole?
We didn't vote.
Okay, she works at All American Assistant Living. Nicole did notify...
We didn't vote.
We didn't vote, we just had a motion to accept the minutes.
Oh,
Right.
well, let's back up a little bit. I have a motion on the floor to accept the minutes of April 4th. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed?
No.
I have a motion on the floor to accept the minutes for May 2nd. Can I have a vote?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, those are in the records. So Bonnie is with us today because Nicole is having trouble getting back from New York. And she has kindly filled in and brought our minutes and our agendas with her. And she's from American Living also. Okay, thank you. We won't have a director's report because she did notify me that she would not be here today.
Oh, okay.
I have, under member update. I'm going to start off with that, if I can find it. Unfortunately, part of my job isn't always fun. Most of the time it is. I have a letter of resignation I'd like to read to the board. To Celine Hassel, Chairman of the Board of Directors, Wareham Council on Aging, from Sharon Boyer. Resignation. Celine, please accept this letter as my resignation from the Wareham Council on Aging Board of Directors, effective immediately. I have enjoyed working with the other board members in the past to the future and the success of the Council on Aging. However, I feel it is best for all concerned that I leave the board at this time. Thank you, Sharon Boyer. CC to Judith Whiteside, and Chairman of the Wareham Select Board. And I wish Sharon in a new job lots of progress.
Right.
Can I have a motion to accept her resignation?
Accepted.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, thank you very much. Old business. Okay, we're gonna,
Can we do the rest of the board member update?
no, we're gonna do it, oh, we can do it now, go ahead.
Yeah.
Any other board member updates?
Do you have anything?
Well, we were talking about how to get the word out that we're here besides Sharon's TV spot that she does once a month. We really missed the opportunity to be at the Oyster Festival as a board, as a, a table to say,
Right.
hey, we're here in town. And what other events can we connect with, and how do we know when they are? Like, Chalk Festival's coming up in August, so
A what?
Chalk Festival.
Okay.
Should we have a table there just to make ourselves known?
Yeah, that's down here.
I have a
No.
question. To have had a table at the Oyster Festival cost $100.
It does?
The Oyster I only know that because another
Okay.
group that I work with.
We're a town agency. As
Yeah.
far as I know, when we've done it
It's
before
waived.
with the Friends of the Library, we have not paid
Right, at the Oyster Festival?
at any of them. We did Oyster Festival, we did,
I know Chalk Fest can be a free one.
we did, we were down on Main Street for the duck race, and I know we didn't pay for that table, and we don't have that kind of money to pay for
Well,
those kinds of
exactly,
things.
yeah.
So if you're part of the town, as far as I know, that's waived. We were out here for the Chalk Festival one year when they had it over here, and I know that we did not pay
No, I know
for
that.
that table.
Yeah. I just didn't know if they would waive, this is the Wareham to Wareham Twinning Group that is working to establish a connection with Wareham, UK.
Oh, yeah.
And they were charged $100 for their
But you're not
table.
a town agency.
They're not.
Yeah, so I
That might
think,
make a
you know, I
difference.
think since the COA is a town agency, I think that we would not have to pay. You know, we'd have to look into it just to be sure, but I would bet not.
You are a wealth of knowledge.
Yes, she is.
She is.
Well, I think on any future things that we want to set up at, we have to find out ahead
Yeah.
of time whether they charge for us.
Yeah.
If
well,
they
we
don't,
we
I
can
think
just
it's a
call them
great
in and
idea.
ask them, they can tell us.
We can
yeah.
pass out literature, and our
Yeah,
bulletins.
Yeah, people should be aware that we're here.
We set up at the town hall the day they had the registration for the retirement
Oh, okay,
people.
okay.
And we gave out a lot
Yeah.
of our bulletins
Well, that's
and a lot
good.
of information.
Yeah,
So,
and we should be at every single function. There, you know, there should be a presence there.
Yeah,
I think it's a great idea.
Huh?
handing out our bulletin.
Well, and handing out.
Bulletins or
extras,
any
you know,
information, yeah.
If we have them,
Business
yeah.
cards of our director and our
Services that we
different-
provide.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or some other kind of sheet. Those things are pretty expensive to hand out at a multiple thing, but we certainly could do up an information sheet.
I didn't notice that under new business. Sorry, I jumped the gun.
That's all right, no problem.
I have an update.
You have an update?
I have an update.
Okay.
This is my last day. I didn't say anything at the last meeting because Lynn did, and then you talked her into staying. So I thought, no, I'm staying right out of that conversation. But 10 years is enough. It's time for the younger people to come in. So I'm not going anywhere. I'll still be doing Beacon, I'll still be doing bingo, I'll still be in the building and have my nose poked in where it shouldn't be, because that's when it's fun. But I won't be on the board anymore, so you'll have one more vacancy as of what, May? Yeah, so I'm an imposter here today.
Okay,
Well, I have to say, you are going to be very missed on the board,
yes.
but we still see you downstairs.
Oh, absolutely,
Helping
absolutely.
out in places
Well, and
you're welcome.
I've already got a couple of other things that I think long-range things that I think you ought to think about doing, but
You'll let us know.
I'll bring those up as a
Citizen.
guest
As a
next
citizen.
time.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
How about just being a consultant? And just coming on as our consultant?
I can do that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a
I
good
can do
idea.
that.
And we'll keep her.
Just if you need the history of what's happened. Yeah, whichever. I have to come anyway because I'm Janet's ride.
So she's
We
going to
got
be
the
here.
best taxi
We
in
have
the
to do
world.
another year anyhow, but yeah, I mean, I'll be here.
Oh,
You know, so if you have a question, you just go ahead and ask.
All right.
I have to tell you people that she's my mentor. The first day I walked into this building, a long time ago.
She loves telling the story.
I know, I love the story. Sharon came up to me and she says, "Hi, I'm Sharon Frank." And then I told her who I was, and she says, "Come meet everybody." So we went over to the table where everybody was having cake and pastries and coffee, and she introduced me to just about everybody that was there. And as people came in, more people. And I got involved in a few things, and she says, "You know, you're always here, and you're always asking what to do. Is there anything I can do? She said, why don't you become a volunteer? I said, okay. So she wasted no time. We went upstairs, and I filled out the paperwork to be a volunteer immediately. And I stayed volunteer for a while. And about 4 months later, she says, you know, we need somebody on the board. And she says, I know your background, so you'd be a good asset for us. I said, let me think about it. She says, okay, time's up. Come to a meeting.
Yeah, right.
I came to the first meeting, and I explained to everybody my background and everything. And it was voted then and there that I was going to become a board member. So I became a board member. About not too long ago, she approached me. She says, you know, I've done the chairman for a while, pro tem. She says, it's time for somebody else. And I says, oh, who do you have in mind? She looked at me. She says, you, of course. I says, wait a minute. I says, I haven't been a board member that long, and I'm sure there are other people on the board that would like it. She says, no, they're not. So here I am as your chairman.
We don't want it. We don't want it.
We don't want it. That's what she told me. So here I am as your chairman. My mentor and my friend, I am going to miss very much.
We're all gonna miss it.
We're all going to miss her.
Yes.
And I guess we got to pass a motion to accept your resignation, but only because
Not
you...
really, no, because it
'cause
just drops off.
Oh, it just drops
Her term
off.
is up.
Yeah, it just drops off.
Well,
So I'm just
you're going to drop off.
dropping out,
That
dropping off,
easy.
dropping out,
You didn't know.
just drop in, drop out.
I thought there was a little more red tape
Yeah.
than that.
Right, that's okay. That's all
We
right.
got you in, Lynn. And Carol.
And while I think of it, let me jump around a little bit. We do have 2 board members, thank you very much and congratulations, that have been reappointed by the select board, and we're going to reappoint them today. They've decided to go another term. Lynn Wheatley Beaupre and Carolyn McClure. Can I have a motion to accept their motions, all right.
Well, quick.
Any seconds? Seconds. All in favor? Aye. No opposition.
No
You got it. Thank you very much.
Welcome back, ladies.
Welcome
Thank
back
you.
again.
Yes.
3 more years.
There you go.
It's official.
Okay, so moving right along on this.
Gotta get sworn in.
Yes.
We can jump back. Anybody else on the board members want to do updates?
Any more update?
Judy, you got anything for us? And you got any update?
Any updates from you?
No.
No? Okay.
Really?
I'll give you a Friends update.
Oh, please.
Please,
okay.
We did fabulous on the Friends Day at Red Robin. We raised $346.15.
Oh, good.
Wow.
Good, and we didn't have to do anything.
Right.
I know.
That's the
That was
best
really,
way.
really
right.
nice.
And their burgers are so good.
And Red Robin said that this was one of the highest money-making fundraisers that they've had. She said,
really?
Well, it's because we had so many people. I was there at lunchtime, and there were lots of people, and I went back at night, and there was a table. There must have been 20 people at that table, all people from
The
COA.
COA. Oh, how great.
Husbands that I have never seen.
Yeah, great.
Oh, that's great.
Worked out really great.
Cool.
Our craft fair for July 13th has reached capacity, which is 27 vendors, but that's all we can have. But we've got them, and I've got people who want to be on a waiting list. Sharon?
The gal who was going to split a table with me is not. So if you've got a waiting list of vendors,
You want some,
that would knock one, that I'm going to still, Janet and I will still be there, but the other person will not. So that, I don't know if that puts an empty space on your vendor list.
well, you still want a table or
Oh,
not?
sure, but what I'm saying is if you've got a waiting list of vendors.
Yeah, but they don't want a half a table, they want a whole
Okay,
table.
okay.
Unfortunately.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'll see if somebody wants to split a
Yeah,
table with you.
okay.
Yeah.
I'll be in touch. Sure, can do that, okay? And we did
When's
have
the
our
craft fair, please?
Saturday, July
Oh, we
13th.
just paid for the
And it's
table.
at the Elks.
We just paid the
And
$50 for the
setup will
table.
be at 7, and the fair will run from 9 to 2:30.
Us.
And we have to close up and be out of there by 3:30.
Okay.
And Marie McCusker and Maureen Cray, both the chairs of it. I've been working with them to get it tightened up
That's
and
who we're going to
organized.
meet with.
Okay.
Thank you.
It's doing really well.
Yeah,
And that's not too far off either.
No, it's not.
We're meeting with them at 11:30 downstairs in the prop room,
Okay,
because they wanted to take some of the Christmas trees out and stuff.
yeah, that's right. They
So,
wanted
yeah.
to do that. Okay, and I think that may be it for me. Oh, we're up to 241 members.
241 members?
41, so we're growing. Now they're just coming in every now and then, but still, my goal, we reach 250, I'll be thrilled.
And along that lines, I would like to take this opportunity as chairman to thank Carolyn and David for their wonderful, wonderful,
Absolutely.
absolutely luncheon. I'd also like to thank, I've got a list here because I don't want to forget anybody, but you were top on the list because you chaired it.
And the food was excellent.
Food was excellent.
Thank you, dear.
Also, Bill and Donna Cody.
Yes.
I know they worked very hard in the kitchen with you. And also your committee, that I don't have the names for. I also want to pay a tribute to Dolores Antonino. She has been making and remaking the centerpieces for all the luncheons that we do. She's been doing this, you said, for over 10 years?
Ever since the first casino night.
Ever since.
And that had to have been like 2015. She has done decorations for every single event that we have had.
So I'd like to recognize at this point, because that kind of set off the day, too. And I have had nothing but positive feedback on the food.
Well, don't forget to say thank you to Elaine. Elaine made all those scrumptious brownies.
Oh,
Really?
10.
Elaine, the
Yeah,
brownies were
12
phenomenal.
12 packages.
Yeah.
Oh, they were
Then she
good.
worked in the kitchen again
Yes.
on Wednesday, so.
Yep.
And that was partially funded by Cape Cod 5. They had given us a grant for $250.
Wow,
And then the Friends paid the balance, which was $249.50.
Did we send them a thank you note?
I did.
Somebody?
I did,
All right.
yes.
Thank you.
Yeah. And I dropped off the flyer that we had on the front of the Beacon last month, too, so they could see it. Oh, yeah.
And one more person I'd like to thank, I can't pronounce her last name, but her first name is Tina, and everybody knows her because she makes the little favors. Every month,
yeah, whoever that
every
is.
luncheon that we have, Tina comes through with some phenomenal favors. I'd like to personally thank her for that also. And I think on the luncheon,
Is that another person that ought to get a card?
Excuse me?
Is that another person that ought to get a thank you card?
Tina?
I think Sharon takes care of
Yeah,
that.
okay.
Okay. I know at the luncheon, she thanked everybody for this, but as the board, would like to thank everybody again.
And I'd like to thank Gaslin Allen, Carrie, Mary Ann, and Sharon Frank for also the work they did. Excellent, excellent
That's
help
right,
out.
too.
Yeah, we had
Because
great
Lynn
team that
Uberti couldn't be there that day, so you guys filled in for,
I became the head person with these other ladies.
Caslin
Individual.
managed the floor. She did a super job.
yeah, the whole makeshift committee for Lynn
And all the
Uberti.
other people that assisted.
Oh, yeah, we had so many
names.
people, yeah. I don't want to forget anybody, but the people that set up the tables and moved things, and, yeah,
Isis,
Isis.
Sharon Boldry,
Mario was there.
Mario, and Jim,
Oh,
and
there was so many people.
It takes a village.
It takes a village, and thank you to everybody to make that day such a success.
there was
Good day.
many, many compliments on the broccoli salad.
Oh,
The recipe for broccoli salad is in the next Beacon that's coming out.
oh, great.
That was a
I'll
big
have
hit,
it.
I heard, yeah.
Yeah. Want the broccoli
Thank you
salad.
very much.
You're welcome.
Okay, we have, moving on to old business now. It was brought up the last meeting about our meetings, Article 5, Section 1, and what constitutes an acceptable excuse, and who makes the decision as to accepting these excuses. So I got together, my group was Elaine, Lynn Wheatley Beaupre, Judy Jensen-Riggle, and myself. We hashed it out, we had a good conversation, and we still had questions as to,
That's what I thought.
we didn't want to make any changes because it seemed like it was self-explanatory. So I contacted Selectman Whiteside, and she got back to me almost immediately. And I told her what was on our mind, and she looked at me, she says, Celine, she said, first and foremost, every board member is a volunteer. Yes, you are appointed by the selectmen, but you are volunteers. Everybody has personal and private lives,
Right.
and there's going to be times when people can't attend a meeting. And she said, a valid excuse is the fact that the person that is not going to make a meeting calls the chairman or notifies the chairman that she will not be there at the meeting. That is an excusable, acceptable excuse. And she said, with that, nobody has to make a decision. So I asked her to look at the last part of it, unexcused excuses, and she said, cut and dry, don't change a thing. So her recommendation, and I think our group agreed not to make any changes to the meetings, Section 5, Article 5, Section 1, leave it as printed in the rules and regulation. Can I have a motion?
I move we accept it the way it is.
Any second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposition? Thank you very much. And thank you for helping me go through this, ladies.
Thank you for contacting Judy and getting
Oh.
all straight.
Okay, our next order of business, our next board meeting is July 4th, and guess what?
Holiday.
We're not going to be here. It's a holiday. There's no center going to be closed.
Unless somebody wants to invite us to a cookout and we have it one off-site.
A little
I'm
background.
not volunteering, but I
Oh,
would
okay.
go.
Oh, okay.
A little background on July and August meetings before we do any discussion or voting. I contacted 4 of our sister council on agings. Nobody meets in July. They
At
take
all.
July off. In August, 2 out of the 4 meet. So I asked her, I says, well, is it tough getting people back into the swing of things? She says, no, with 2 months off, people are eager to get back to these meetings. So, I have a question. Do we want to meet we're going to do these separately, July and August. What is your wish for our July meeting?
Pass it.
Cancel it completely?
I would.
I second that, yes.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposition?
Nope. I will be-
Okay,
I will
our
be-
July meeting is canceled.
Okay.
Now, as far as August, it's going to be August 1st. What is your pleasure on August meetings?
Cancel that month.
I agree.
I think we can cancel that as well. If something comes up that we need to make a decision on, okay? If something urgent comes up, you can always call a board meeting. And we can all come in and meet.
When's
I did,
the craft show's in July,
July
right?
13th.
So at the August meeting is when
You
you
wrap
come
up.
in and you wrap up and tell us how it went and what was,
But I could do that at the September meeting just as well.
okay.
You know, and I mean, I will be putting out something from the Friends. It'll be around.
Oh,
There'll be-
okay,
There'll be
okay.
something in the Beacon as well, saying how it went. So
And as you say,
everybody
if
will-
something comes up, we can always call it. You can always, not me, you can always call.
and I'm glad you brought that up, because I did ask the directors that I talked to what happens if something come up, and she did say the
Just
board
call a
just
meeting,
calls a
yeah.
meeting.
And I mean, even if we can't all make it here, we could all do it on Zoom if we needed to. But I mean, it just seems like the summer is so short as it is, and everybody has
Vacations and...
vacations and family visiting
I
and
won't be
stuff like
around.
that. So it's tough to, even if it's only an hour, but it's still.
Yeah. It's getting here, setting up,
Yeah.
and then,
I know I don't, I really don't have any say in any of this anymore. But you're going to be looking for people to fill in spots. And you really need to concentrate on getting some spots filled.
Mm-hmm.
And
What do
if-
we have, 3?
If you're not here,
You have somebody and I have somebody right now.
yeah, if you're not here to talk about them and to discuss them, now you're putting it off until September.
September.
In which case, those people are just as liable to go find something else to do. We lost a good person one time because we didn't act fast enough. And by the time we finally got around to it, for one reason or another, she said, no, I've already gone to do something else. So,
Well, we can,
No, so I'm
as a
wondering
group,
if
we can
maybe-
talk to people down, excuse me.
maybe in
Go ahead.
August, you ought to meet, just on a membership basis. Just have a short meeting, and you're going to talk about membership, and do we have people to fill these spots, so that by September, you're ready to fill and go. I mean, it's just a thought. I hate to let big gaps come up, because you may lose people. You know, who.
I mean, if they were already established, it would be one thing, if
Well, the
we
person
had a
I
full
have
board.
is established.
I think Donna would be established.
We have 2 established. And
No, but I mean actually on the board, you know, approved and attending and stuff, that, you know, then it would be. And is this going to be a standing policy for July and August every year?
It's going to have to be voted on unless we change the bylaws.
Okay,
It's going to have to be voted on,
okay, as it happens, yeah.
because it's not in our not bylaws, I shouldn't say bylaws, it's rules and
Guidelines,
regulations.
right. Okay, so for this year anyway.
Right.
That was my only thought about having a gap as big as that.
Okay, usually when someone wants to be on one of the boards in town and is looking to apply, they have to apply to the Select Board's office. So,
And then they have to come to a couple of meetings. Now, if there are no meetings, they can't come to the meetings. I just don't want, you know, I just don't want you to shoot yourself in the foot and lose somebody just because you're not here. I don't know.
Have your people actually applied?
No, I haven't gotten her to apply. I've
Yeah.
got to get her the paperwork.
I gotta get Donna paperwork. But I'm sure Donna will fill it out right away.
But if we've got another vacancy, we as members in July and August can talk to people downstairs and continue. I talked to 2 yesterday, and they said, no, they're busy with their Jewish people
Yeah,
and
yeah.
their other things, but
so we have 2 vacancies.
3.
3.
we have 3 vacancies.
Yeah, yeah.
Sharon.
And we already had one.
Already
okay.
had one,
Okay.
so. Okay, so we voted on July 4th to cancel it. What is the vote on August meeting? All in favor of canceling that meeting signifies by saying aye. Aye.
Aye.
Aye.
Aye.
I abstain. I don't know. I probably won't be here because I'll be heading out to Dominican right after that, so
Okay.
I probably
So you
wouldn't be able
won't
to.
be here anyhow.
I won't make
And you won't
August
have-
So
anyway.
you wouldn't have enough people to have one anyway.
Okay,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that answers that.
so we'll cancel the August meeting also.
Well, yeah.
And if
okay.
anything comes up,
We'll have a call a
Yeah.
special.
I'll call a
Right.
special meeting.
Right.
What, if you get 3 people, or even anybody that's applied, you
We
can,
can
you know,
start
we
the
can also
process.
start the process.
Yes.
And we can email, we can text, we can just all get together for an informal meeting.
Informal.
Before they join, if you don't have the meetings.
Yeah, because if we don't have, you know,
Let it go.
once you
Yeah, they're
get,
going to have to go through the selectmen like I did.
yeah, as we all did, yeah.
We all
Yeah.
did.
Yeah, that's true,
And then they've
too.
gotta take those 2 little tests online.
They don't. They
And
only
they get
do it
voted on
meetings.
at the select
Everybody
meeting
else goes
through a
right
Zoom meeting.
They wouldn't dare say no.
Okay.
Would we be providing an abbreviated meeting then? Or, because they have to attend the meeting, right? That's what
No, they
it goes
don't
to.
have to.
Oh, I thought it was
It's-
required.
They're supposed to.
They're supposed to. I only attended one meeting,
Yeah.
and I was voted in that day.
We play a little hard and fast with the rules.
They can,
Okay, I
they
just
can
wondered
watch
about
the meetings and see what goes on WCTV as well.
There's a whole bunch of meetings. If you go on the
They can't watch it.
town of, I was watching a couple. I go on the
It's
town
all day
of
long.
Wareham website, and you can even read the agendas and the minutes.
I think in the rules and regulations, it says you have to attend 2 meetings, which would be 2 months, before you're voted in. And we've waived that so many times that it practically doesn't exist anymore. So it's really not. I mean, it's, if the person wants to come and sit in to find out what's involved, that's one thing. But there's no hard and fast rule from the board that they have to be sitting out there twice before we can vote on them. That's not, we've never
think I-
adhered to that.
I think I came to one meeting, introduced myself, and explained why I wanted to be on the
And
board.
we said, thank you very much, sit down.
Yeah, that basically was it.
Yeah, pretty much.
Basically, that's
Yeah.
how it happens.
I did a whole lot of that in the beginning, let me tell you. You're nominated, get a sit down.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, I made it to 2 meetings, because I was down with Daisy anyhow, so I.
Oh, yeah, right. Yeah, I think you were one of the few that actually came to a couple before we said, okay, sit down. Way back in the beginning, folks, we had no guidance. The town wished that we would disappear altogether. They tried to hand us off to Marion. Marion wouldn't take us. They tried to hand us off to Bourne, and they wouldn't take us either. So they just ignored us. They just wished that we would disappear. So we went right over every rule. I mean, we just broke so many rules that we didn't even know were there. So you guys are much more organized and much more legal than anything we ever did.
Well, we
look
don't want to
back
get our wrists slapped.
I wonder, how did we get
Okay, so
away
we've
with
done
it?
that, we've
It's
done
'cause they
that,
didn't care.
that.
They did, yeah, just shut up and sit
Hi,
down.
Sarah. I saw you sneak in. We have another guest, Sarah Corbett, from the Select Board. Congratulations on your appointment. Would you like to speak? Or are you here just as a visitor?
She wants to volunteer to be on the board.
She can't now.
Oh,
She was one that was considering before she was elected.
There's not much. Shouldn't have anything
Yes,
else to
hi.
do with
I'm
it.
actually your new liaison from the board. So I wanted
okay.
to say hello. I did have another meeting right before this one, which is why I'm a little late. Hopefully, I won't have that conflict in the future. I don't know if it's always going to conflict. But I just wanted to introduce myself and say I'm your new liaison. I know Judy knows more than me, for sure. So never fear if there's a question you have that I can't answer. Judy will get involved.
Are you sure?
But I just want to thank you for your service and let you know I'm here. I will try to make as many meetings as I can, and please reach out to me if you have any questions.
Sarah, could you find out for us then, if we wanted to have an information-only table at a town event, would we have to pay for the
That,
space?
I can tell you, is an event and by event basis. Can you give me an example? Because the Library Board of Trustees has been doing that.
Right.
Oyster Festival is
And
what
we-
we asked.
We didn't reach out to the Oyster Festival in time, so did you guys reach out to the organizers there?
No, that was an earlier discussion.
This
Maybe
is
you weren't here yet.
That's what you need to do, is reach out to the organizers. That's what we did. Like the Chalk Festival, we had a table, and the fee was reduced or waived. So it's not a town decision, it's an event by event.
Okay, that's good to
I
know.
think it's a great idea. I think it's a good way to get word out for things. So,
We just need to know whether there's a cost, because Carolyn was told that there would be a cost of $100.
$100. The Wareham to Wareham group, which is not an official town, but the town has recognized it, we were charged $100 for a booth at the Oyster Festival.
oh, that's That's the
That's not a
organizers,
town
The Oyster
organization,
Festival
yeah.
makes, it's not a, that's not a town festival.
it's not a town decision,
Yeah,
not at all.
Where the Chalk Fest is a, well, that's not a town
Talk Fest is
festival.
still, people
Yeah.
have come together, and it's their decision. And
Right.
so
That's
when
what I
we
thought.
wanted to go to the Chalk Fest, I didn't do it. I think our chair, Holly Van Nest, reached out to Kat Jones.
Yeah,
So that's who I would suggest you reach out to.
and I think Millie Burrows has always chaired the
Chalk
Chalk Festival.
Oh, then reach
And
out to
Millie, and Millie made the decision that the vendors would pay, but that
The information
the
people would
information
not.
from the library or whatever would not pay. I mean, we're going to have a table as you enter the craft fair, and if somebody wants to man that table, that would be wonderful. I'm going to be too busy that day
Yeah.
to do it, but, you know, if somebody
We're
wants to
gonna- yeah,
man that
We're going to have
table,
a booth.
you guys are going to have a booth, so,
I
yeah,
volunteered to sell tickets for you.
and you volunteered to
Is
sell
that
tickets.
for the raffle?
Yep.
Okay.
So you guys already do have a table at the Chalk Fest?
No,
We haven't looked that far.
Well, yeah, we can. We
When
can.
is the Chalk Fest?
At our
August
table.
17th.
At our
17th.
table, we can have COA information. We can hand it out at our table.
August 17th.
Huh? No, July,
That's the
whatever
Chalk
this is.
Yeah.
Oh,
And where is it
August.
held?
The Chalk
okay, all right,
Festival's
all
in
right,
August.
Back up.
On the
on
bluffs?
the pier there.
Oh, on the pier?
Well, it's
It's
like
like on
that
the
whole
bluffs.
area on the
Yep.
bluff.
All right,
Yeah.
Carolyn?
Closer to the mic.
August
Speak
17th?
closer to the mic, they can't hear you.
Carolyn,
Yes.
at the craft fair,
Yep,
we can have information at our booth,
Oh,
if you
Okay.
like.
all right. That'll
Um,
work.
Now, I don't know I don't know what you're doing with the Chalk Festival, whether we're going to have, it's up to Celine whether we have a table at the Chalk Festival. Are we going to do information at the Chalk Fest?
well,
I'm working for the library that day, so I'm out.
if we can get a couple of volunteers to do it, it would be a great idea.
It's good
August-
to have a presence at all of these things.
August 17th.
I can't commit to that.
What did,
Is that when you're in Europe?
No, it's tentative, it could be my granddaughter's first birthday.
oh,
Goats don't
you
need.
can't miss that.
My
August
grandkids do.
17th, So until I know
You could tell
that,
Ellie to
I
clean
gotta
her
keep
room.
those dates
Yeah.
open.
August 17th, that's a Saturday.
Yes.
The next day.
Do they have a rain date?
Yeah, it'd be the 18th.
No, I have to travel on Fridays.
Well, I'm not doing anything, so if somebody wants to come with me, or I can get,
with you.
You know, if we can get a couple people for the morning, a couple people for the afternoon, it could be a long day if it's a hot
it's going to
one.
be a hot one, yeah.
Yeah, we have to provide our own tent, is that correct? And we have,
a canopy.
you have a canopy?
There, we use it for the, or it's been purchased, let's put it that way, for the Greater Boston Food Bank, and we haven't used it, so I know the COA has a
Okay, so we have a canopy,
canopy.
and I know we have
Easy up.
tables downstairs that we could take with us and chairs.
Easy up
Okay.
things.
So I'll be glad to work part of the day. Not the whole day, but I'll work part of the day.
Well, we'll get together.
What
All right.
time does it start?
Oh, yeah, do we have a time on the Chalk Fest? What time it usually starts?
Would you have to be there?
I have to be there at the crack of dawn. I don't know what time the festival is.
They can do both. We're
Flyer.
gonna do both?
I would say from experience, you want to get in there obviously before it starts to
Oh,
set
to
up.
set up.
Because then you can get your car
think
closer to
set- I
wherever
think
you're
setup's-
assigned.
I
me
think
find
setup
out.
starts at 7:30. You park in the parking lot there and walk over.
But also, at the
Wherever
very
you're at.
beginning, you can drive in, because they let the vendors drive in, because they have a lot of
Okay.
stuff in their
Right,
car
and
that
Yeah.
they have to
Then they
unload.
take their cars out. And
Yeah, so you
park 'em
can
away, yeah.
drive in, drop your stuff off, and then
Yeah.
somebody can go park.
Is there a person with a telephone number that I could contact?
I'll contact somebody.
Oh, all right.
That's,
Yes.
Thank you,
Talk with-
Carolyn.
right now, I'm just checking what time
Talk
to
with the
set.
OBA, and it's
Okay.
their thing.
Yeah, that's what I wanted to,
Yeah.
you know, I could do a half a day.
And honestly, the vendors set up at a certain time, and then when we were doing the library board of trustees, we're like, nah. We got in a little bit later, because the vendors need a lot of time to set
Oh,
up
yeah.
all their stuff.
I've done craft fairs with my
but
ceramics.
You guys,
yeah.
it's up to you.
We just need to be there while you can still drive the cars
Yeah,
over.
yeah,
Yeah.
exactly, yeah.
All right, thank you for looking
I'll-
into that.
So then
I'll
I-
take that
you know, I
on,
would do a-
okay?
Carolyn, do you have
half a
Millie
day.
Burrows' number?
I do.
Okay.
Oh, great.
So we're going to have.
You'll do a half-day too?
table with
I don't have anything that I
All right,
scheduled.
well, we'll get together as soon as we have more information, and we've got 4 of us right here. We can take turns.
This is why we need to meet.
There may be other people too, that, you know,
Might be
other
some-
volunteers who want
exactly.
to come down.
Yeah,
It's my grandson's
Are we
birthday,
doing
but I think he's celebrating
Craft
it
fair, are
earlier.
we setting up a table for us also?
well, she said we could use part of her table.
Yeah, we're already going to be there.
They're already gonna be there, so the craft fair, we can just
Put your information
bring-
on, I've already paid for the table, so you can put the information on our table. That's,
Why don't we see if we can get you
This is
one
the
of the
craft.
front tables?
okay, whichever.
Yeah, okay.
It's the craft,
So do you have any more questions for me?
Craft fair at the Elks,
at the Elks, okay.
yeah, in July.
I've got them mixed up, I've got the chalk one mixed up with the
Chalk
craft.
Festival is
Is that-
August
I'm sorry.
17th, yeah. The craft fair is July
July 13th.
13th.
Yeah,
July
well,
13th
but
at
here's
the
the
Elks.
reason. If you have
Yeah, we
something
get
on town
Talking
property,
at cross purposes here.
any
at the
vendor
Elks.
on that property
Yeah,
has to
That's
pay
why we need to meet in July,
$25 to the
right?
town,
So I just
make everything, we got
plus
everything
the
in place.
additional cost
So I
to
just
the fair.
volunteered for the one
So
on the
if the
pier.
fair charge is $50, 25 of that
I would
dollars
think
goes to the town,
Some of these things.
which is
like
why
the,
I don't think they
Chalk
charge.
Festival. If we're going to have an
Yeah.
information
Yeah,
table,
yeah. So,
I'm
that's the
sure that
reason
there
that
are people
we moved to the
downstairs,
Elks,
coffee people.
'cause
If we
we're
say
only
to them,
charging
"Hey,
$35 for
Could
a
you give us a
table.
couple of hours
I have
and
to pay
come
25 for
hand
the
out
town,
stuff at the Chalk
we're not
Festival?"
making any
They'd say
money.
yes.
Yeah, I wasn't aware of that rule,
Doesn't
because
have
when
to
we were at
just
the
be
Library Board of Trustees,
The board.
that didn't come up.
You know, I'll talk to Celine.
Because you're not selling anything.
Right.
So
I'll be in touch
technically,
with
you're
you.
not
It's
a
a way to
vendor.
get to
And
other
if you're not a
people
vendor,
involved.
the town
They
doesn't
don't wanna
collect
be
that
on the
20.
And neither would the
They don't
Council on
wanna
Aging be.
run a
Correct.
class.
Oh,
They don't
so
wanna
what
be
moved to
pinned
the
down.
Elks?
But can you give me
The craft
2
fair moved
hours,
to
and
the
then you
Elks.
can go do
Oh,
the
I
festival the
see.
rest of the time?
We wanted
Yeah,
to
I can
have it
do
here. But
Oh,
Yeah.
if we had it here, we wouldn't, this is a big fundraiser for us. We had to go where we could make the most money, unfortunately.
But it's.
So do you have
true,
any more
got a
questions
whole
for me?
untapped
I don't.
people
Thank
who
you
are
for
willing to
attending.
Thank you.
What
And
do I
bef-
have to
Thank
do?
you, Sarah.
Just
Before,
stand there, talk to people,
Okay.
hand out the brochures,
No meeting in
give you
August
an
either,
excuse to be
correct?
there?
no meeting in July or August.
Got it, yeah.
And before I adjourn the meeting, I have one more thing I'd like to do.
Don't tell her she's going
Yep, she is.
to. Oh, man. Oh, look at you.
My friend, my
Look at
mentor.
you. Look at you. Oh, thank you.
And this is from the board.
Oh, thank you so much, ladies. Thank you. But the problem is you're not letting me off the hook, right?
Not completely.
I have to rewrite my message because I thought we would miss you, but you're going to be here, right?
Oh, thank you, ladies, thank you. It's been fun. It's been fun. We did a lot of work in the beginning because we were all there was. We didn't have a director, we didn't have a nothing.
Funding, nothing.
With no money, the town had decided to defund us totally, us and the library. Oh, there's no money in the budget, you guys are done. As I say, they tried to hand us off to other towns who said, you gotta be kidding. And so we stayed here, and one of our ladies named Joanne Bruno, and I'm not even sure she's still with us anymore, was a longtime member of the adult daycare program. And she and one other lady, Mary somebody or other, went to the town meeting and got up and spoke because they wanted to move us totally out of this building, out of everywhere. And she got up and spoke for however many minutes she was allowed. And when that lady got done, there wasn't a dry eye in that building. I mean, she just said, you know, they had been promised this building originally, the COA had, long time ago. And then it just so happened that it all went away for a lot of reasons. And she was just determined that that program was going to stay alive, stay here, not, you know, not disappearing. And they didn't have any choice. I mean, she didn't give the town, they didn't give the select board any room to maneuver. It was, okay, fine, they were doing. Now, we still had no money, and we had no director, and we had really no board. I mean, we were a very newly formed board at that time. One of the fellows at our coffee hour sat there and said, you know, I think I'd like to be on that board. What do you think? And so Corinne and I said, well, yeah, if you're going to do it, yeah, we'll do it. So that's how, and then we just gathered other people in to be, so none of us knew what we were doing. But we finally, you know, we managed. You know, we went to all of the regional meetings, and everybody, one of them, we were in Marlboro, and my God, you should see their facility. It's like a hotel lobby. You walk in, and there's a stairway, and the meeting rooms are the exercise rooms are soundproofed. It's a great thing. So we come in from Wareham, right? And we tell them, no, we don't have any money. We were defunded. And they couldn't believe it. I mean, their eyes just got like saucers. They said, you gotta be kidding. Nah, here we are, folks. But we learned what the other outfits were doing and what we should be doing. Otherwise, we didn't have a clue. So we finally went to Susan Gifford and said, we have got to have a director. We've got to have somebody here. And we had one office person who was doing, Pam was doing everything. She was doing the office stuff, she was doing the fuel assistance, she was doing the cards for the bus. This one little gal was doing everything. So we went to Susan and said, you know, we need some money from somewhere. And she got us $55,000 for 1 year. And that's where Missy Disick came from. She had recently retired from Medford and moved down here. And so Peter went to her and said, would you take the job? So she did. But we only had her full-time for 1 year because then the money ran out. So then the town managed to fund, I think, 10 hours a week or something after that. And so then it moved along from there. But Muriel was on our original board. She's the one that kept saying, you can't do that. And she'd sit there with the rules and regulations saying, I don't think we can do that. The poor lady, she finally quit and went off and decided to do the beacon. She did the beacon for 8 years. There was no beacon at that point. It had been stopped. So she took that over and ran the beacon for 8 years. She kind of threw her hands in the air and said, you guys do what you want. So that's how we got to where we are now.
No.
You know,
Well, thank you for
bit
that
by bit,
background.
Step by step.
Yeah.
We did a casino night twice. We did one in the spring and one in the fall. And that was when Dolores first started doing our decorations, and they were absolutely gorgeous. And we were so thrilled because we were a huge success. You know, we couldn't raise money, but the advocates and the friends of the elderly could. So
Okay.
we had their names on it, and we didn't make a whole lot of money. But we brought a lot of people into this building who said, as they came in the door, I didn't think you people were here anymore. I mean, we fought that I had people coming up to me 2 and 3 years later saying, I didn't realize you were still here. So, we had some big successes, and we had a lot of failures, and we had a lot of problems, but it's been a heck of a run, let me tell you, folks. It's been great, and to be where we are now with a building that is so full that they're having to move classes around just to fit everything in is a remarkable improvement. So good luck, ladies.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Good luck.
All right. I guess with this, I would like a motion to adjourn the meeting.
I make a motion, we adjourn.
Second.
All in favor? All opposed?